Prepare yourselves for a shock. This episode did not suck. Oh my God. It's not going to get a high score, but it didn't suck. And no, I have not become a Disney shill. Doctor Who is still terrible. RIP Doctor Who is still sort of valid, but this episode did not suck. Shocking. This is very shocking. I have notes. So I know I'm not just making it up. I actually have notes. Okay. I'm going to give the storyline 1 point. I thought it was kind of neat. It's a little bit of a callback to an episode with David Tennant. I guess I'm not going to do full spoilers on this one. The Doctor and Belinda are still trying to figure out why he can't take her back to 2025. There's some sort of business going on. He's got this contraption that it's like sort of triangulating points or something. It's just technobabble, whatever. So he goes into like 500,000 years into the future or something, and they go to a planet called 6767. I'm not going to tell you the real name because that actually has that might be considered a spoiler. And there is a storyline to spoil for once, so I won't give it away. Once they're there, there's this mining facility that these troopers are coming to investigate. Apparently there's been some deaths, whatever. So there's a mystery element to it. The mystery is kind of neat. Some of the inhabitants of the mine have been just strangled or beaten up, and others have been shot. So you're like, okay, it's weird. Like some people were shooting and some people were getting killed other ways. So it's a little bit of a mystery there. There's one survivor left, and it's a mute girl. And I know what you're thinking. That's a virtue signal character, but no, she actually was a real character, which we're going to get to. The way it concludes is pretty neat, and people actually do die, and there is a little bit of suspense as well. So I'm going to give the pacing a 1 point as well. There was decent suspense in this one. The only problem is that there's still a few parts where I feel like there's too much talking going on in one location. So I don't know if that's a budgetary thing, and they're like, we're trying to save on the set or something, so they only built a few sets so they don't have to go too crazy with it. It should have been there should have been more progression, quicker, more going on. So little bits of information are revealed about where Earth is at this point in history, because the Doctor knows that Earth, like us humans, have ventured out into space, and we've colonized, and we're kind of everywhere, but something's up with that. That's a little bit different, so I won't tell you what's going on with that one. There's a the villain is pretty neat, and the villain is threatening. Like, people do die, so when people die, you're like, oh shit, this guy just got killed, what the heck. So it's definitely a bit more on the edgier side than we've seen. This has been the only decent episode that we've had, well, for sure, with Shutigawa, like no question. With Jodie, maybe there's one or two okay ones. I'd have to rewatch those. I'd have to rewatch her series. The problem is Timeless Child kind of just took me out of the whole thing. It just turned me sour on the entire thing. But this is clearly the only, not is it the best? No. It's the only decent one in all of his entire run so far. Like, that's it. For the artistry, I'm going to give the artistry a 2 points. I like the music in this one. There's some darker, music, and it was a bit more suspenseful music. I like the look of the mine, and they wore these really cool tactical outfits that were like blue and black. They look cool. So I still like the interior of the TARDIS. The music was good in this one. I thought everything looked really good. They'd do like a little space jump. It's not like the greatest thing ever. Like, it's not like Star Wars or something, but like, it's pretty good. Like, I thought it looked really good. There wasn't that many places. It was just one mining facility, but there was a lot of cool stuff in it. There's a lot of like, a lot of details in it. So that made up for it. For the characters, gosh, I might give it a, I'll give it a 1. I'm going to give it a 1.5 for the characters. This is crazy. So there's the mute girl. Her name is Alice, SS Alice. And there's some neat stuff with her. She has children. She's sort of just like a civilian there, and a lot of the focus is on her. And there's a weird thing where if like Belinda, who's the new companion, keeps seeing something behind her, so it's like something's off, right? And the thing is, if anyone goes back to like literally go behind her to see what's going on, something happens, something sinister happens. You're like, well, that was kind of crazy. So she was there, and what there was a big virtue signal about, deaf people, and we should all learn sign language or something stupid. There's still stupid stuff in this. Don't get me wrong. There's still a couple of stupid things. That was one. Literally, they say like, oh, sign language should be mandatory or something. Like, huh? What are you talking about? Anyway, but the character of Alice was actually a character, and I actually cared about that character. So good job on that one. There's this captain lady who's sort of the captain of the squad. She's like a sharpshooter, so they gave her a skill, and they gave her a little bit of a backstory. She was a good character as well. I thought Belinda was actually very useful in this one. She actually did nursing things and tried to help. And she was the first to discover that there was something behind the girl and kind of like started that thing up. She seemed like she cared. She didn't do a lot in terms of moving around and doing things, but like she kind of at least tried to do stuff, right? So I'm grasping here for for something. The doctor. There was about one or two scenes where I thought for about half a second that maybe this could be the doctor. The problem is, he goes around calling everybody baby and honey and all that. And I would have thought that if this is a big woke progressive show, that you wouldn't be using those terms. Like, can I call people honey and babe? And I don't know. I thought I wasn't allowed to do that. Maybe he's allowed to do it, I guess, whatever. So that was stupid. He cries. Ugh, this is so brutal. That's why I can't give it. There was a few parts where I thought, oh, maybe. I'm wondering if they would have if RTD wasn't in charge of this. This was co-written, so I can guarantee you all the stupid cringe things I just mentioned were his doing, and then anything that was decent was the other person's. I didn't even note the other writer down because I just thought this was going to be a trash episode. I have to actually change my thumbnail. I already had a thumbnail saying the well sucks. Now I got to change that. But anyways, so yeah, like the characters were okay. The doctor for one or two scenes looked like he maybe could have been the doctor in a different show. Enjoyment factor, I'll give it a 1. I thought it was okay. It was all right. Had this been the beginning of this new era of Doctor Who, after Peter Capaldi, if this had been like sort of the first one that we got, you'd be like, oh, that wasn't so bad, right? Like, so I think a lot of people are soured on this show. I'm interested to see the ratings on this one because the last episode was absolutely terrible. Every episode has been absolute garbage, like 1 or 2 out of 10. All of them. They're all 1 or 2 out of 10. Some of them are 0 out of 10. Literally, some of them I've given 0. This one's been the only decent one so far. The one where he's on the mine, that actually wasn't too bad. That was Moffat. That's probably your second. If you have to pick 2 episodes, those are the only 2. The rest of them are literally unwatchable. Most of them are unwatchable trash. This one was decent, so I can only attribute that to the co-writer because I can't think of why RTD would make this one like okay. I'd like to see what the ratings are because the ratings were terrible in the last episode and deservedly so because it was terrible. This one wasn't that terrible, but I think people are kind of done. See, I'm sticking with it because I'm a Doctor Who fan and I'm going to continue watching Doctor Who no matter what. There's even some Big Finish audios coming out with Jodie and Mandeep, and I'm probably going to check out some of those. I am a Doctor Who fan who wants to continue to watch. And here's something else to the haters as well who constantly post. I want to see where this video goes now because I'm not going to have sucks in the title. Let's see what happens. Let's see if any of these a-holes actually come back and listen to me. I don't think so. I bet you they won't. I'm going to make a bet that this will be my lowest rated video considering I didn't say sucks in the title. Let's see what happens. Anyways, if you watch this long, then I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out my other stuff. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.